Good morning. How's it going, Erzin? Welcome, welcome. So the plan today is to get a little bit of some farming in. I'll farm some maps today. I'm trying to see if I can't get the Nameless Seer so I can scry Apothecary off Defiled Cathedral onto an actual map I want to run. So, how's it going, Derek? So yeah, we're gonna run some Defiled Cathedrals for a bit. Maybe we'll get lucky and get Nameless Seer. Yeah, no problem, Derek. Congratulations. Job well done. The new links I'm using on what? Yeah, that one scarab might be too much for, I haven't changed anything on my Cyclone build, Derek, from my last video. This one scarab might be too much. Yeah, my last video, I haven't changed anything on the character since then. Yeah, I think I gotta drop that scarab. It's a little too juiced on that expedition. I'm using Infused Channel on my setup, so that's whatever my last setup was on video. That's what I'm currently doing.
This is not a challenge. I welcome it nonetheless.
That might actually sell for something. I wonder how much an Influence Dunes is going for. Oh, nothing. That seems not accurate. I feel like that's probably more money than what it
A
is.
swift choice speaks well of you. Let's keep this civil, shall we? Life's full of death. So uncivilized.
pause to be able to read altars. Yeah.
So uncivilized. That's a quote.
Yeah, the pause feature is like one of the nicest things they've added to the game, no doubt. I put in my POV what my recommendations are for Cyclone Slayer. 63% monster elemental resistances, that'll do it, yeah. A Rise Lothos isn't bad, but it's not by any means necessary. Yeah, so we probably don't want to run LE resistance on these explicit modifier maps. 3 explicit modifier. That's why they're so tanky. It's almost 70% LE resist. So those are runic monsters that are super buffed. They're gonna be extra tanky because of the early res. Okay. Guess we just gotta look out for that one. I'm gonna try the Scarab one more time and see how it feels without 70% LE resistance on monsters. What's up, Zane? Okay. Immune to ignite on that one. Chaos damage is whatever. Basically, gonna kind of hit it like this. Guys, have you gotten the chest yet? Nope, I haven't done the chest yet, Zane. I am gonna be probably farming on this build for a couple days. I'm more concerned with getting a Progenesis right now. My damage isn't an issue on my Cyclone, but my survivability is against big hits. So to make like doing T17s more comfortable and Uber Pinnacle bosses more comfortable, I need a Progenesis, and those go for like 80 Divine. So if I'm going to be mapping for a few days, I wanted to try out different builds and play around with different things. My Cyclone's effectively now like a late endgame build, so I could farm T16s with him, but I could also play other builds and try out different things too, so. Yeah. What do you got? What a difference the lack of LA resist made on that. Jeez. Add that to a list of mods not to run on this. We could use Merc for that, yeah. I don't think that would interfere with anything I'm doing on the Merc right now. Yeah. We could do that. Because right now I could fit a Curse Ring on my Merc and also put Whispers of Doom like on an amulet. The only thing that I'm afraid of, Zane, is the Mercenary does die on Uber Pinnacle fights. It will die. And then we lose the curse for damage. So that's just something to keep in mind. The curse is a lot of extra damage. Your Mercenary is probably going to roll over on really juiced T17s and almost certainly on an Uber Pinnacle boss. It won't survive. Probably would be fine on most T17s, unless you're running like really juiced strats on a T17, and then I think your Mercenary is going to die pretty quickly. But that's been my testing experience with them. But are you running T17s, or are you doing T17s where you're taking like all the explicit modifiers like this, you know, like scaling all the damage? Are you running like T17s that have, you know, 1000 crit and, you know, 800 Fizz damage converted to LE type and all that kind of crazy stuff? Like how juiced are you running your T17s? If you're just rolling off all the dangerous mods, and yeah, I don't think your Merc will have any issues. I just don't want to tell people, oh, your Mercenary is going to survive T17s, and they go watch like a FUB gun video and run like a juice T17 setup. And your Merc never dies. Yeah, that seems a little... I'll have to take your word on it. I don't think I've done a Uber Pinnacle boss yet where my Mercenary has survived the fight. Either. I'm not saying they can't survive T17s. I'm just saying, like, there's T17s and then there's extremely juiced T17s, and I'm curious to see, like, how reliably, like, unless you're rolling those maps to not have a lot of the scary mods, but when you roll those maps not to have the scary mods, then they don't have all the juicy upsides. Like, the thing about T17s is, you know, has drowning orbs, has X, Y, and Z, but then it also gives you like way more quantity on currency drop and scarab drop and all that other stuff. So if you're rolling all the scary stuff off the maps, I'm curious how juiced is the map. Because when I think of like high-end T17 farming, it's like doing some insanely difficult T17s with like Rogue Exile stuff and putting all the scary mods on there to scale up all the implicit upside bonuses. And usually people are running like 20k ES builds and things like that. I think your Mercenary is going to survive a T17 pretty regularly. I just don't know about like Bub Gun T17s is kind of what I'm saying. And a lot of people, I just don't want to mislead people. I know for a fact that when I've done Uber Pinnacle bosses, my Mercenaries had issues. But my Mercenary has a lot better gear now, so also that could be, you know, maybe it's, you know, when I was doing this like 2 or 3 days ago, my Mercenary had pretty crap gear, so maybe like it is a lot better now and I just had to get better gear on it. I have a question about the Cyclone while using the Mercenary belt for the conversion. Should we drop the Brutality for other... Why would you drop Brutality if he's using this? Oh, I lost contact with the Realm. Rip. Take no burning damage if you've stopped taking burning damage recently. Nearby enemies convert 25% of their physical damage to fire. I still don't understand the question, Rax. All this is doing is it's taking the physical damage that enemies do to us and converting it to fire for extra reduction. Brutality on our setup has no effect on that. It doesn't matter that we're doing elemental damage to them. Yeah, no problem. I was confused. I was like, I don't understand. Alright. Yeah, so we need to re-roll any of these maps that have the LA resistance on them because I'm scaling pretty hard on the explicit modifiers right now. That's basically going to make monsters unkillable. So we're going to re-roll these. Roll this one. Yeah, so we'll re-roll these guys. Okay, let's go ahead and do this. I do like the idea of moving the curse to the Mercenary though, and then that gives us better like crafting options with the chest. Because almost like 95% of the time our Mercenary is going to be alive, so having him also apply a curse frees up our options, at least on the Cyclone build.
I need more mana.
Let me fix something real quick here. Okay. Yeah, I've been running a Kalguran Scarab so that I can try to get some ore. I'd like to just keep sending out really good ships, I guess. I'm having my mappers run the map device just to see if I get lucky. I don't know. Thought about speccing into Kalguran on the tree. There's some interesting things you can do with the settler stuff, but I don't know if it'd actually be good or not.
Try not to ruin it.
Cross wall. Does she have anything good?
I still abide by the Triathan code.
She's got an
Choose your
Anolan
fate.
orb. I guess that's something.
You are nothing. Just horrible scenario. If it means that much to you, fine.
Temporal chains. How's it going, Tat? Are you expecting to the ore in the tree, but it seems like such a waste. I need a 4th Atlas tree for farming mats. Yeah. I kind of was worried that, like, speccing into the Kalguran stuff was kind of, like, not worth it. I was a little... seemed a little... not too good. So I was like, probably not. So I'm doing Harvest, like Life Force just consistently sells well. And Expedition I might get lucky with crafting, or, you know, the logbooks are also pretty good money. Might add the ore to my boss map from Atlas instead of Scarabs. Yeah, like destructive play mapping. Much in this harvest. Okay. If we're lucky, we'll get that nameless seer, and I can start running like maps I want to, layouts I want to run, besides Defile Cathedral. Elysium ore. After 12 years, I finally got my first mirror drop, and there were 2 times actually from Arcanist question. Is it worth investing in a Cyclone build? Can I melt Ubers and T17s? I don't know about melting Ubers, Tat. I did T17s and Ubers on my Cyclone build so far, but I'm not like melting them. It's not like a 500 million DPS build, so there's other stuff. I mean, Mageblood, yeah, you can rework stuff. Like I have it in my in-game POV. I think eventually you can get the damage high enough where you're, you know, chunking down the Uber bosses for sure. Right now, like, my damage seems okay on them. It's not amazing. But with, like, a lot more investment, yeah, I could get there. But there are far better builds that can trivialize the Uber fights than a Cyclone build. If your only interest is bossing, you're probably going to want to play a different build. Unless you want to sink a lot of money into it. I don't know how I feel about adding all the extra stuff onto these. It seems it's just a lot of text to read when you come across one of these areas. The rewards, you get so much juice from the expedition. So much juice from the expedition. They're really rippy. I mean, not really melting, but I'm more worried about dying because of Abyssus, because right now I'm getting randomly one-shotted. Yeah, Abyssus makes you pretty weak on the build, so that's why I was saying, like, in order to offset big physical hits that would one-shot you, you really want to get a Progenesis. And that will help, that'll help offset a lot of the big hits that probably one-shot you. That's what I'm farming up right now for on my Cyclone build. So I'm farming money to get a Progenesis, basically. Yeah, I mean, if you can afford all the items in the endgame build, then you have your answer, right? Like, you should be doing a ton of damage. With that kind of damage in the endgame version, you'll just overcome a one-shot on an Uber Pinnacle boss, right? So if they do one-shot you, you're doing so much damage anyway, you got 6 portals. You're just going to blast through them. Like, 100 million DPS on an Uber Pinnacle boss fight is a lot of damage. The fight should go relatively quickly. Giga juiced mobs. They're giga juiced. I spent over 20 divine trying to hit T1 T2 Fizz hybrid, hit a 178 T1 Fizz. Hey man, just want to boast a bit. After losing 50 divine on my staff, I finally crafted a 986 PDVSF. Congrats, troll. I discovered game with your guide. I'm enjoying a lot. I do blight right now, not understanding a lot, but having fun. Hey, it takes a lot of time to wrap your head around PoE Oracle, for sure. Thank you very much for your answers. One last question, if you don't mind. Actually, 2 and 1. Yeah, sure. What's up? I think I'm gonna remove that one scarab. I think I'm making the expedition just a little too ridiculous. I don't know. It seems manageable, but if I get the wrong mods on the wrong altars, it just becomes kind of ridiculous. Oh, he's a Soul Eater. That's why. I was like, why is this guy ripping me so much? He's a Soul Eater. To understand how to use Desecrate spell. Desecrate's for when you're doing bosses. So you essentially don't have corpses when you're bossing, and you need corpses in order for your General's Cry to spawn minions. So you put Desecrate down on the ground next to the boss, and then when your General's Cry goes off, the minions will summon. You don't need it when you're mapping. I think we're going to forego that one. It's just a little too sketch. Run these, I guess. Crafting staff for buy, and should I search for Impale on hit also? It's always going to be cheaper to craft it yourself, Tat, than buy it. But if you have as much money as you say you have, then you could probably just buy one. To buy, like, if you truly want a staff that's going to, like, be the endgame staff you see in my POB, expect to spend, like, 150 to 200 divines at least. At least. 150 to 200 divines at least for a staff like you see in my POB. If you're not going to craft it. Spawn your cyclone build, and at the point where I want to craft chest, people put out a guide for that. Honestly, Juan, I don't know if I'm going to actually put out a guide for crafting the chest. I'm probably going to buy one. Right now, I'm saving all my money up for Progenesis. I don't really need the chest right now on the build, because I can kill Uber Pinnacle bosses and do T17s. My problem right now is when I take a big physical hit, I need something to mitigate the damage, so my goal right now is to get a Progenesis, so I'm saving up like almost 100 divines for that. So my goal isn't to make a chest anytime soon, unfortunately. The chest isn't going to provide me the defense I need on the build right now. Yeah, I mean, if you have that much currency and you want to sink it into a Tat, that's easy, right? You can do that. But yeah, if I make the chest, it's going to be well after I get a Progenesis and do a few things to scale up the defensive side of the build. Because right now, damage isn't a problem for me. The problem is when I take a big hit from an enemy. The chest piece craft has never changed. There's plenty of videos. Yeah, Zane, you're not wrong. I opted to buy double Impale Watcher's Eye, now saving for the block jewels, but they're expensive as hell. Yeah, so the block jewels are very important. Honestly, I would probably get a Progenesis, like I'm probably going to get Progenesis first, and then I'm probably going to get a Watcher's Eye second. If I do the chest, it'll be one of the last things I do. The chest will just provide me with a little bit of quality of life. And like Zane's saying, I might swap my Mercenary setup to run a curse so that I can have a bit more freedom in the craft. But right now I'm just only concerned about defense on the build. That's it. Defense for doing Uber Pinnacle bosses, I should say, in particular. Oh, that was nasty. The only thing I don't like about linking your like Mercenary is you have to like hover your mouse pretty much over them. So it's kind of annoying to see what's going on. Well, I can't swap their chest, saying I'm doing something very particular on the Mercenary right now, so I have a crafted chest on them that I can't move off, at least on this build, because I'm taking advantage of an interaction. I'm not so much worried about my Mercenary dying right now, it's just getting used to linking them every 10 seconds or so. Gotta get in the habit of that. I kind of space and forget sometimes. That was such a good pop. I love when you get that on this build. It's so satisfying. So I have a gain 1 endurance charge every second if you've been hit recently on the chest, so he gains endurance charges, and then he's using the red trail to gain frenzy charges. And then because we link him and we have the conduit link mastery, every time he gains endurance and frenzy charges, we gain them. And then I'm using intuitive link, which acts like Arcanist brand, so as long as I'm linked to him, he casts flammability, elemental weakness, and flame surge wherever he's standing. So I can use that instead of like Arcanist brand. Basically, but the benefit of having it on a crafted chest is I also have 20% increased effect of non-curse auras, so I buff his determination that he's giving me. Guys are annoying. How many of these guys spawned? Jeez Louise. I've been testing out a powerful bond. So in theory, if it works, curses that are inflicted on you instead of linked targets. So if I get a curse on me, it should transfer to him. That's the theory behind it. So hopefully curse immunity. Although I've been seeing curses on me when we're linked, so. I have a video on filters, Joan. And I have a video on filters, and I have, if you do the command in chat, it'll take you to my Google Drive, where you can pull stuff. And I was just using like the 3 and 4 filters on there. Jump, jump, jump. Thank you. Check it out. I'm having fun. Hey, glad to hear it. Wait, I didn't mean to take the portal. Don't click where you zone in. lot of life essence. What's up, TC? I assume it's the filter for the 3.25 version. No, I updated it for 2.5 or 2.6. So it's relevant to this current league. Did you finish your Slayer or you're farming currency for him? I'm just farming currency right now. I'm not like ever going to be done with the Slayer character. But I can do T17s and I did a few Uber Pinnacle bosses on stream, so I am the type of player where I like to play different builds during a league. I don't play one build for 2 months, so basically when I get a build to a point where it can do, you know, the high-end content, I move on to something else for the most part. But I am going to get a Progenesis for my Slayer, because I want to make him tankier. And I'm probably going to use him... He'll probably be my bossing character for a while until I make something different. Yeah, I'm at that point where everything is above 10 plus Divine for my Slayer, so I'm just wondering what to do. Yeah, like, the only upgrades for my build now are, like, at least 25 Divine if I buy a chest or craft it. The Progenesis is, like, 80 Divine. A fully optimized true endgame weapon is probably, like, to craft it, probably 100 Divine. So, all my stuff on my guy is expensive now, too.
It's going. Turn around. I won't ask twice. We Kayaktions know one thing. So be it! Ash to ash.
Really, my dude? Freaking shields.
Don't worry, I'm already gone.
Ooh, and I killed another infamous one. Nice. Working on that challenge, slowly but surely. I hate the invulnerable freaking mod, it's so annoying. Want to thank you for your Cyclone build. That build kind of saved my league. Started first with Lightning Conduit, but I got bored real quick, so I gave your Cyclone build a try, and I love it so far. Hey, I appreciate it, TC. Glad you had fun with it. I had a lot of fun with it, too. It's a solid build.
Regal Orb. Vaal Orb.
Another one.
Vaal Orb.
You will fall.
Regal Orb.
You will fall.
Cha-ching.
Yeah, this is going to be mostly for mapping. I think I can scale the damage high enough to do like T17s and farm those. But this isn't what I would call like a bossing build. I just wanted to farm a lot of expedition and some harvest and proliferation builds like that can spread ignites or blow things up are really nice for expedition farming. I was doing T17s, baby, on my Cyclone earlier this week and a few Uber Pinnacle bosses, so it's definitely viable. I'm just wanting to farm Expedition, and I like playing Proliferation or Explode builds on Expedition farming. Because the mobs can get pretty scary when you blow, like you do Extreme Archaeology, and you buff all of them at once, and you can get some pretty scary mobs. So it's a lot safer to do it on a build like this. Plus, I don't play one build for an entire league. That's just not how I play this game. So I play different builds, I do different things. Yeah, like I'll probably make at least another 3 or 4 builds before I'm done with the league. I'm scaling this build pretty far span. Like, I'm going to try to push it into T17, so I wouldn't say it's a huge investment. It's not like the kind of money that I've sunk into my Cyclone. But, like, you know, this staff was pretty cheap. You don't have to 6-link it. The chest was pretty cheap for a 6-link. Polaric didn't cost anything, really. Maybe a Divine or something. Replica the same. The helm was cheap. Like, all my gear is pretty much cheap. I spent some money on good jewels. I spent like 2 Divine on this Awakened one. You know, I spent like a Divine on the Arc, etc. The cluster jewels were about like, I think this was 3 Divine. This one I think was 2 Divine. And then like another 2 or 3 Divine for this one. So not that huge of an investment compared to my Cyclone build. But I am trying to push the damage on this to see if I can get it to be able to do like T17s. I see, would you still post some final Cyclone build in PoB for endgame? I have an in-game tree in my PoB, baby, that shows you like what I would do if you want to invest hundreds and hundreds of divines into the build. Like the staff in my in-game PoB that I have is probably like a 200 divine staff on trade. So the tree is there, like the guidance is there. I don't think I don't scale my builds as high as that. I just put that there in case people want to do it. But on my Cyclone build right now, my damage is fine. More damage is always better. But I would have to spend probably another 300 to 700 divines to really scale my build the way it is in that PoB. That includes picking up the Progenesis and doing a few other things. So the info is there. I'm probably not going to do it. Like I don't actually sink that much currency into builds. I just put that there in case people want to actually do it. Ooh, we got double T17s on this. Decent money. Yeah, it'll be my, if you do it in Twitch too, I have the latest POB. I think it's updated here too. Let's actually see if this is the right, oh, I did it in YouTube. Give me a sec. Let me make sure this is, this link is updated. That just popped up in Twitch here. That looks right. Yep, there's the crit conversion tree. Yeah, so you can use that link that just popped up in Twitch, and that endgame tree and that POB is all the money you can spend to your heart's delight to scale it as far as you want to. Yeah, I mean, if you like sinking that kind of currency into a build, you can definitely do it with my build, and the POB is there. If you set it up the way I have it in the POB, you'll be doing at least 100 million damage, which is like an insane amount of damage, right? You're going to have no issue doing T17s and even Uber Pinnacle bosses. It still won't be like, you know, the highest damage build in the game. There's far better builds to play as a bosser, if that's your goal. But, I mean, 100 million on a build is pretty crazy. If you can't kill Uber Pinnacle bosses with 100 million damage, then it's probably a skill issue more than anything else. Wow, this one's giga scary. Holy moly. I made the expedition too scary. Yeah, no problem, baby. Have fun. Like I said, I'm probably going to pick up a Progenesis on the build, and I'll probably craft the chest. Or buy the chest, one of the two, and swap some points around in the tree and do a few things, and that's probably going to be it for me on the Cyclone build. I'm not going to spend, you know, 200 or 300 divine making a better staff or anything like that. I'm just not... I just don't enjoy farming Uber Pinnacle bosses. Like, I don't like coming on to PoE and then just be like, oh, I'm going to do Uber Pinnacle bosses all day. It's not what I like playing. Like, to me, the fun in this game is building new characters and trying out different skills and things like that. That's where I get enjoyment in this game. I don't get enjoyment, like, from logging in and running T17s all day or just doing, like, Uber Pinnacle boss farming. That holds, like, no value to me whatsoever. I like coming up with new, interesting things that I like to play, try out different skills. I enjoy the character building aspect of the game far more than any of that other stuff. I've already done Ubers. I did them on stream like a few days ago. And that's with the gear I currently have. So yes, my Cyclone can 100%. I have videos you can go look on my channel from last year where I was doing T17s and Ubers when it was less than what it is now. So literally just spent the last 30 minutes talking about how I did all that already on stream this week. But you might have just hopped in, so yeah. Basically I have like probably anywhere from 60 to 100 divine, somewhere in that range, invested on my Cyclone character right now, and it can do T17s and it can do Uber Pinnacle bosses. It will die to big hits and things, so you have to be mechanically good. What I'm hoping will fix that to a degree, like it did last league, is a Progenesis really helps with staggering big hits, because that's our biggest weakness on the build. So, but that's like another 80 divine investment. Hence why I'm farming currency. Oh yeah, no problem, Tino. Yeah, I did like 2 of the 5 Uber Pinnacle bosses, or 6, whatever, on stream, and then I did a couple T17s. But the thing that would make it feel a lot better right now for me as a Progenesis to stagger big hits would help out a lot. So I'm just basically farming currency for that. And I don't typically play a character for more than maybe a week or so in PoE. Like once I get it to a point where it has done the things I wanted to do, I usually build a new character and try out different things. So right now I'll use my Cyclone if I ever want to do a boss or something, or a T17, until I build another character that can likewise do the same. I'm seeing if I can get this viable enough to do T17s. And then I would just do this mapping for currency in them. If you whisper me in game, you can send me like, you know, you can link it to me in chat or whatever. I can take a look at it for sure. That's my character name right now. Alright, I'll take a look at it in a sec. Let's see. Paid 18 divine, you said? I mean, I think you overpaid for it, for 18 divine. It has a lot of armor, which is really nice. Like 4400 armor is really nice. I don't know if I would have paid 18 divine for this. I think you could have crafted this for far less if you actually tried crafting it. But yeah, that's kind of a lot of money for that chest. When I think of an 18 divine, like honestly, an 18 to 20 divine chest is my in-game chest. It's the one that has the influence crafting with the mana cost reduction and the attack crit and the apply curse and all that. That's a chest that's worth like around 20 divines. If you're gonna spend money on something. Yeah, I'm sorry, baby. I guess it's one of those things, right? Like you said, you've only played a couple leagues. You kind of don't understand maybe the economy yet or what the value of items are, but I would say that's not an 18 divine chest. It has really nice armor. That's the appealing thing about it. Like, it has almost 4,500 armor, which is really nice. I don't know if that's 18 divine nice. I should probably update my Atlas link for what I'm doing today. Would be your strats to go farm currency with Cyclone. I was doing brute forcing essences and testing harbingers today, but it's still bad. Yeah, Tat. Zane was bringing up a good point. It could be worth running a curse on hit ring on your mercenary and then just putting Whispers of Doom on the anoint. And then your mercenary applies the second curse, and then you can craft the chest with without the curse modifier, but with like life or high armor. Yeah, I was doing Ritual and Beasts on Cyclone. I am now currently running Harvest and Expedition. And I'm also juicing a little bit of the explicit modifiers for better gold drop and stuff. And then I'm running some Exarch altars. Because when you do Harvest, you want to try to scale the quantity as much as possible. So you get better life force drops.
I once preached mercy. Fear be your gospel. Stand and fight. Your God has abandoned.
The guy one-shot me, of course. Yeah, the mercs aren't overtuned at all, still. Cyclone of Tumult is not like a huge damage upgrade, but it is a nice damage upgrade. You'll do a couple million more damage on the lower versions, and I believe on the high-end version, I can actually run the numbers real quick. So if I look at the high-end version and I swap out Cyclone of Tumult for regular Cyclone, let's take a look. So if you invest everything I have in my endgame tree, which is going to be a lot of money, you're sitting at over 100 million DPS. If you drop Cyclone of Tumult for regular Cyclone, you get 87. So you lose about 20 million DPS because we're sitting at about almost 110 with Cyclone of Tumult. So you lose about 20 million DPS, or 1/5 of the damage of the build if you do that. Unequivocally, if you want a boss on my Cyclone build, you run Cyclone of Tumult. Cyclone of Tumult is more than anything a boss in ability, or a high damage ability, when it comes to Cyclone. Yeah, I mean, depending on how much money you have, you should be able to pick up one on trade. I actually want to see areas influenced by the originator's modifiers. These have to be worth more than what I'm being told they're worth. Let's see, Dunes. T16.
The Empire lives on, and so do its most loyal of servants.
Wow, thanks baby for the sub. That's crazy. Thank you. Oh, I was thinking that the downsides from Cyclone Tumult are not worth compared to the normal Cyclone, so you actually get more damage. Yeah, you get a lot more damage. I mean, not like tons, but yeah, on the fully optimized version, it's 1/5 with damage loss. Got to my Exalted Veiled Slam today for my weapon. Just need to farm up 7 Divine. Nice. Yeah, no problem, baby. That's why I'm streaming, so you guys have questions, I can answer them. Kind of want to save that money since I'm a bit poor, so you know, 1 Divine, 60 C. I got you. Yeah, no, that's fair. Plus, if you get lucky, you might also roll some other gems from Lab that sell pretty well right now. Alright, how much is this going for? Yeah, I was going to say, these maps right now, a Dunes map that has this modifier on it, sells for 100 Chaos. That's crazy. This is these not even rolled, just these base maps, T16s with areas influenced by Originator is 100 C. Pretty good. It's pretty... Oh, that's on standard. Hold on. Never mind. Way less. Okay. They're going for about 15 chaos. Damn. Oh, I got so excited for a second. We'll probably save these because I want to run Dunes. I think my plan is I'm gonna run Defiled Cathedral until I get Nameless Seer. Then I'm gonna scry that onto Dunes here, I think. Can I ask you again a thing? Could you look up my character and suggest what to look to upgrade now? I'm kind of lost what to invest in, sitting around 15 Divine. At the moment, my IGN is Cyclonidio. If you send me a message on Twitch, baby, with your POV, I could take a look at it. Yeah, I'm probably gonna run them Dune, Herzen if they're that cheap. I got excited looking at the standard instead of mercenaries for trade. Yeah, I figured Harvest would be good on those. I have a couple Dunes now. I have my Atlas spec to... Actually, let's favor this one over to Dunes too. So half Defiled, half Dunes. And I'm running Defiled to try to get Nameless Seer so I can scry. I've got quite a few Defileds left. And I'm saving up the Dunes right here. But I pre-rolled a bunch of Defileds because we're going to be farming Nameless Seer for a bit. I got to go grab some more Scarabs here. I put all my money in the town. I got to steal some of that back from him. Okay, rune finding. Let's grab like 10 of these. And let's grab regular Expedition Scarab. So 2 for 3, 3 for 6, 4 for 8. It's probably Alright game, I get it. I'm just gonna pay 1 for 1 on these so I can just get these. Yeah, I understand. What's the other one I need? I need Kalgurin because we're just generating up ore for our town. Chaos, so 10 of these should be like 30 C. And what's the last one? Oh, Harvest of Doubling. This is the expensive one. We are farming lots of Life Force is the plan here. Okay. Let's go ahead and get some more Chaos. Am I out of Chaos? Yeah, it's fine. So this is your character. Let's assume your single target burst on a boss. You got your banner plopped down with Pride. Should have max rage going. Okay, so you don't have Fortify. That's unfortunate. Okay, so the first couple suggestions I would do is you should anoint your amulet for enigmatic defense. It's a fairly cheap anoint that's going to help you scale your block better. It's like 24 spell block you're missing there on defense. You also need to swap your chest over to Fortify, the chance to Fortify, so that way you have Fortification. It's going to help you out defensively a lot. Those two things are going to help with your defense a lot right there. And they shouldn't be too hard to get done. The other problem is you should be running Impale on your setup. You're missing Impale, which is a lot of damage. So you're spec'd into the Impale nodes, but you don't have Impale. So I would probably drop Infused Channeling and run Impale for now. It's gonna be a lot more damage.
The Empire lives on, and so do its most loyal of servants.
You're overcapped on your lightning resistance, but I guess you can't really put another damage taken recouped his life a prefix. It is a prefix, that's unfortunate. Is it? What is that mod? Was this a veiled item that got unveiled? I think this was a veiled item that got unveiled. I'm not sure if that's a prefix or suffix. If you can re-enchant a prefix on here, you should do channeling mana cost reduction. Yeah. You're overcapped on your lightning resist right now, so I would maybe try to get a different ring, because you want to run mana cost reduction while channeling to bring down the mana cost of your cyclone. I would probably drop the 30% increased defenses here and take the new 3% increased life per red socket on staff. This is going to give you a lot more HP. Well, it should. Or red, a blue, and a green. Yeah. That's fine. You also can anoint your boots, the Stampede. If you don't have the money to get Whispers of Doom, a good one is Serpent Stance. So I would anoint these with like Serpent Stance. I'm gonna have to actually add Stampede because it's not treating it like an item that I can anoint, which is annoying. But yeah, you'll want Serpent Stance on your boots, which is a nice bunch of crit and crit multi. So enigmatic defense on your amulet, Serpent Stance on your boots, unless you can get Whispers of Doom, then you can run a second curse. You also can start rolling the Eldritch Implicits on your gloves and your chest. So I would probably roll those to have offensive implicits like I have in my POV. Just get more damage. It should work, tap, like Animate Guardian. Like if they, I would imagine that would work, but I'd have to test it. It's all good, Tat. Yeah, if you get a staff that has the Impale roll like mine, Tat, then you can drop Impale on your actual setup and you can spec into some points on the tree to get it back to 100%. I've already done, I don't know what build you're asking about, Moo. I've already done T17s and Uber Pinnacle bosses on stream with my Cyclone build this week. Yeah, I wouldn't spec into a jewel socket unless you actually have a jewel ready to use there. That's a point that you could put somewhere else. Or you just buy a jewel, cheap jewel and slot something in. Same with your cluster jewel. Like I wouldn't spec into these 3 points unless you actually have the cluster jewel ready to go. I'd probably drop these 3 points actually. Come up here and take this. I'd probably drop this point here. And I would take the 40% increased damage with hits against enemies. I would probably drop this rage wheel, to be honest. Those 3 points don't really have a lot of value there. And I would actually probably take these 3 points down here for now. I'd probably drop the aura point there. That's not really good. And I would take this last one right here just for increased damage. Or instead of these 4 points, what I would actually do is come down here. You get some more area of effect. So it's slightly less damage, but you do get some AoE, and then you can take like triple damage. So already with the anoints on your boots, and some specking of the tree here, and swapping out Impale on Cyclone, we've gained you like 4 million damage so far. I'd also get the change your mastery here for more life. Get the anoint on the amulet so you can scale your spell block. Get tankier. The rest of this looks fine. What's up, Jiggly? I would probably drop the Inspired Learning, actually. Yeah. This isn't really, usually you run this if you're trying to do some shenanigans with Headhunter to scale stuff further. By its own, it's kind of nice, but it's not really worth the 2-point investment at the moment. I would drop that, and I would actually probably go for more life right now in your tree, because you're a little under where I personally like to be, so I'd probably pick up, you know, some more 6% nodes here. Actually, you're missing this life cluster right here. I would pick that up. Gets you up to 3,700 unreserved. Yeah, those are just some thoughts, baby, on how I would change things up, get you some more damage and some more defense. And at that point, I would probably spend your next money into getting a better staff. Yeah, all this stuff should be relatively cheap to do. The expensive thing is going to be making a better staff, because like the way you scale your damage now is your weapon, obviously. So, you know, if you can increase this from a 670 PDPS weapon to say like an 850 PDPS weapon, so like say something like this, you're gonna gain like a lot more damage on the build. Yeah, just an 850 damage staff, which is gonna be a little pricey to make or buy, will scale you another couple million damage. Likewise, your gloves. Another cheap thing you can do, like I mentioned earlier, is you can fix your body armor and your gloves with the right implicits. So what I would probably do is run the crit chance and accuracy on your gloves. At least crit chance on the gloves. So if we go to gauntlets, I would influence these. Grab your critical strike chance for attacks. And I would also grab another one. Typically I go for the accuracy one, but I don't think that's going to add much value to you right now, but the impale one could be pretty nice actually. So I'd get those two on your gloves right there. That adds more damage to the build. I'd probably swap your body armor around. I wouldn't probably run those. Instead, I'd get rid of these two implicits. And I'd go with the ones in my POB. So Pride and effective auras. So I'd grab the increased effective auras, and I would grab the Pride also instead. And now you're up to like 17 million damage with a better staff. It's the Assassin's Mark on your mark on hit setup. Also, this is kind of like up to you. No, that's fine. Disregard. That's my profile. Yeah. I think these are some pretty good suggestions. Because even if we bring your staff back down to what it was, to what you currently have, which was like, what, 54% here instead of 124? Yeah, so if you make the changes I suggested, redo the implicits on your chest, do the implicits on your gloves, put the anoint on your amulet, put the anoint on your boots. That's pretty much it for your gear. And then swap out infused channeling for impale on Cyclone. That's it for your gems. And then respec the tree like this, and you went from 7 million damage to 14 million damage. And that's pretty low investment on what you have to do. So you basically doubled your damage there.
The Empire lives on, and so do its most loyal of servants.
Thanks Drew and Tat and Red for the subs and follows. I was doing T17s, L4. My only issue is like bosses. Yeah, Progenesis is going to basically make T17 bosses and Uber Pinnacle bosses a lot more palatable. But just doing the T17 map and killing the ads, I didn't really have an issue. Yeah, these are the suggestions I would suggest. Let me go ahead and save this, and then I'll put it in chat for you. Yeah, no problem, baby. Yeah, I'll show you guys real quick. I'll show you a T17 on my Cyclone build, so you can kind of see, like, you don't need Progenesis, but it's going to make it a lot more palatable. Let me pull up my my regex here, because I do these a very specific way. I think we've gotten a few. A-bomb is probably the best of these right now, I guess. I don't know. Whatever. Oh, I'm wasting. I didn't copy my regex. That's amazing.
The Empire lives on, and so do its most loyal of servants.
I mean, it's in my POB, baby. If you just pull the POB, I have the regex in there in the notes section. But yeah, this is basically like what a T17 looks like right now for me.
A worthy opponent.
With an ancient card. Orb of scrying. Vaal orb.
Yeah, no problem, TC.
Your flesh begs for this.
Orb of scrying.
Yeah, so like doing the mapping of the T17 is kind of like whatever, alright? Like it's whatever.
I eagerly await you to now. Hold still. I've no choice but to let you have it.
Hey, Perseverance. Time to go champion.
Orb of regret.
Yeah, like I said, it's really just the bossing right now, and that's because like when I take a big hit and I don't block it, that's what the build is weak to right now, and that's what Progenesis is going to solve in the build. Well, it's not going to solve it. An incredibly large hit from an Uber Pinnacle boss will probably still kill us. So you're going to have to be able to like mechanically play the game. But Progenesis will make it so that when we take most big hits, it'll stagger that hit out for a little bit, and it will be just more palatable. It'll just feel even more smoother when you're doing like the bossing aspect of things. But for like the regular mapping, if you roll your T17 properly, it's not like that bad. Occasionally like some weird thing might one-shot me, but yeah. Thanks TC for the sub, that's huge. Appreciate it. Thanks L4 for the sub. As well as Strun. Yeah, so let me show you the boss and you'll see what I mean, because like when we get the big hit here, we're probably gonna die. I wasn't even using Blood Rage there. I had Desecrate in the whole time. I'm doing like, right now my Atlas is like farming on my Arc character. I'm doing like Expedition and some Harvest. And then just a little bit of some Exarch influence. But yeah. Yeah, so. That was probably because my roomies wasn't up when I took that hit from that spell. Alright.
Handle this yourself for the moment. Why are you so ugly?
So yeah. Can the build do T17s? Yes, I can do T17s. But Progenesis will make it feel a lot smoother when I do the bossing. But yeah. Can't seem to get Stampedes. My damage is good, but I feel squishy. I switched to crit and crafted an 840 DPS staff and SSF. What can I do to be less squishy? You don't, if you're not running Abyssus, that might be the issue if you're running Abyssus. But if you're an SSF not running Abyssus, you can always just try, like, what really helps out is having like a high armor value chest, high armor value gloves, etc. You want a Mercenary that gives you determination. Yeah, so Abyssus is probably making you squishy. I actually didn't even swap over to my current, I was using, so that whole time I was using a Mercenary that like doesn't even have like his full set of gear because I took his stuff away for this guy right here. So this is actually my current Mercenary that's actually kitted, who gives us determination. But yeah. In my POB, if you have the staff like I crafted with the impale chance on the staff, then we can spec into these extra points on the tree and get to 100% impale, which means we don't have to run impale anymore on our cyclone. We can actually run infused channeling, which gives us a little bit of damage reduction and, you know, more damage. Yeah, I don't know, Matt. I think like when it comes to my Cyclone build, I'm pretty much, I know what I want to do and what I'm doing. I don't think I'm going to change too much from it. The only thing I could see perfecting this now is making a staff that has like another 150 PDPS on it, which would probably cost me like 100 plus divines to do. Getting a Progenesis to even out my staggering of damage from big hits, and then, you know, crafting the chest that has like all those rolls on it and stuff like that. If you do it in chat, Charlie, I have the most updated POB. So it should be that right there. But yeah, this is what I was saying, like, you know, everything I need to do on my build right now is like 100 divines or more for a better staff, 100 divines for a Progenesis, like, but I can do the content, it's just making it smoother, essentially. So that's why I'm like leveling other characters and trying other builds now, because I don't play one character for a league. I'm not one of those people. If that doesn't interest you, I'm sorry, that's not how I play this game. My enjoyment in the game is from building different characters, not playing one character over for 8 weeks. So, yeah. If I play Cyclone seriously again and stream it, it'll probably be like hardcore SSF or something like that, where I'm, you know, doing it in a different way. Just for the funds, basically. Ooh, this is one of the fun shrines. Right now my Mercenary is the same as this character, so I am running Kingmaker, mostly for this character, not for my Cyclone, but this gives me on this character some fortification if I'm really close to him in the Coaling Strike. I'm using a Grapevine because I'm doing some stuff where I'm trying to scale rarity on some items so that I can try to get slightly better drops. And then I'm running Calms. Calms makes it so that we get that extra 25 fizz damage taken as fire. And then I'm trying out some tech where I have a chest on here. It increases the buff of the determination he provides, and also he gains 1 endurance charge constantly whenever he's hit, as well as using these boots he gains a frenzy charge constantly because he's bleeding enemies. And then we're linking him with the Link Mastery that gives us Conduit. So essentially whenever he gains those endurance or frenzy charges, we get them for free. So I'm basically getting his endurance and frenzy charges. So I just basically keep him linked every 10 seconds or so, and I get those. Detonate Dead might, yeah, Detonate Dead would probably kill me. I'm almost certain it would, yeah. But, I mean, with the new change to strong boxes, you just ID them before you click them, right? It's right there on the UI, just ID them. Or you run the whole thing with corrupted strong boxes if you're doing that, and you'll see the stats anyways. Or maybe that, no, maybe you might have to still ID them. I don't know. Either way, just ID your strong boxes. Our Cyclone build isn't a god. This may be too many, we'll see. These mobs get pretty dang scary. I might have bit off more than I can chew. Oh, we're good. Okay. Nice, nice. Cyclone Tomo feels way better, yeah. I mean, you do more damage, you have higher, you have more AoE, and then you use the Stampede to negate the speed. Like, it's pretty cut and dry. Hexproof? Come on, dude. Why do you gotta be hexproof? Oh my gosh. That abomination, dude. Oh, I'll just wrap around the other way.
I get one shot at this. Oh, this won't take long. You're finished.
Ooh. Oh, not gonna happen. Alright, what mods do I have on this map? I think that's scary, actually.
You sure you want to do this? Make your choice. I don't miss. Right between the eyes. Don't need telling twice. I'm out of here. It's my lucky day.
I should have checked the altar mods on that last map because I might have picked something that just made me a little too weak on that one.
I am Silver Congrats.
Alright, immune to physical, we don't care about that. This is all fine-ish.
Ready.
Maybe?
Shiny. Cha-ching. Shiny. 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 Cha-ching. Shiny. I am Silver Congrats. Cha-ching. Shiny.
I need more mana.
Alright, there we go. Life regen, my favorite mod. It's a never-ending battle. Oh, those are all over here. I just had to reload them. It's funny.
From the pit to the grave!
What does this build do better compared to Cyclone? I enjoy using it to farm Expedition and stuff like that. I wouldn't say it's better than Cyclone. It's just a different type of build. I think it does pretty nice with Expedition when you're making it pretty scary, because you can spread your ignites and everything dies off screen.
Okay, let's go.
I really lucked out with my Merc, Determination, Vitality, Enduring Cry. Yeah, dude, that's kind of... The only problem is I kind of want to use Kingmaker, and can't do it on the Vitality ones. By the way, about 29% quality, level 87 as my stat base. Is it actually better, worse, or same to have? I think 85 is all you need for the right mods to roll, baby. But an 87 is fine. I don't think you really gain any higher mod rolls off that. Oh yeah, for sure. 29% quality is huge. Yeah. No, going up an item level never makes the weights like worse. It just opens up higher tiers that could roll. So yeah.
The Empire awaits you with open jaws.
Thanks, EXO, for the follow. YOLO, we're not gonna ID. We're range. And we have elemental element immunity.
A good murder. Care to oblige me? Indecision is terribly unbecoming. On guard. Hold still.
Dude, I just need you to die. Would you please die? The guy is tanky.
This has
Ooh.
lacked the proper decorum.
Got close at the end there.
The Empire lives on, and so do its most loyal of servants.
Hey, been using your Cyclone build, not used it since its meta years ago. Having fun, well-deserved sub. Thanks, EXO. Wow, thanks for the sub, that's huge. Appreciate that. These all look fine. What is this one? Chaos damage? Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Blow everything up. So this is why I'm playing this build over Cyclone, because this shit can get pretty scary on Cyclone. So you can just like kind of, it's still scary on this build, don't get me wrong. But you can kind of like just ignite everything from range, and then, although I've got all these monsters everywhere in my way. But yeah, you can kind of like dot up your expedition mobs from range, and then play like a little scaredy cat.
Or without alterations. Or without alterations.
For Simulacrum, I think the Cyclone might actually be better. It's more it's more tanky. And as you saw there, I was able to kite the bombs around and stay at range. In Simulacrum, you're gonna have stuff hitting you a lot, right? As the tiers get higher. I think Cyclone might actually be better for that. Because the nice thing about this is I can stay on the outskirts of the expedition, and I can just keep arcing everything, and it'll kill stuff off screen.
Cha-ching. Cha-ching.
This guy's terrifying.
Cha-ching. 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 Cha-ching.
Really? Mr. Frostball? You're gonna really be that way? Oh, I didn't do boss. Huh. Yikes. Gotta do the run back over to the boss. Feels bad.
I need more mana.
The PoE walk of shame for sure. I totally missed the boss's room because I was just like blasting through doing stuff. I can't wait till I get Nameless Seer on this map and I can move on to something else. Just give me Nameless Seer. Come on, game. I'm not asking for much. I am not asking for much at all. That dude putting Wither on me? What a jerk. What does Whispers of Doom give as Stampede? I'm a casual PoE player and I'm having a hard time figuring it out. So we use two curses, technically. One is Assassin's Mark on hit, and the other one is a cast curse on hit ring with vulnerability. To use both of those, we need the Whispers of Doom on Stampede. So you're going to use Assassin's Mark on hit, and put some other anoint on your boots, and then when you have the money to get a curse on hit ring or make one with vulnerability, and get the anoint on the boots, then you swap over to Whispers of Doom, and then you have two curses, vulnerability, and your Assassin's Mark, which is a lot of damage. Huh. Those are interesting gloves.
The Empire lives on, and so do its
Oh,
most
thanks,
loyal
Nab, for the sub. That's
servants.
huge. You guys are amazing today. Appreciate it.
Or the balcony.
Alright, all we gotta worry about is fire damage on the outside there, I think. We'll just do like this and blow it up.
Cha-ching. Just relax. Cha-ching. Cha-ching.
Tried to ask the people in help for Discord what can I upgrade besides Light of Meaning to run T17, but they don't know either. I don't have Light of Meaning and I'm running T17. I am using a Lethal Pride Jewel. Yeah, basically it's like the two things I think that will help you be able to run T17s is having a decent weapon that has like 900 plus PDPS and probably getting the more than skill Forbidden Flame and Forbidden Flesh. Getting your block chance up to almost 90% on both of those feels really good when you're mapping. So that's probably my recommendations. Oh, nice. His damage, crit multi. Yeah, it's pretty good. And it's an amethyst base. There you go. Yeah, it's a nice ring. Yeah, is it because you're getting killed a lot? Like, once again, having the Forbidden Flame Flesh and getting your skill, your spell and attack block really high helps a lot.
I may move on. I try but I only get one shot at this. Choose wisely. No witnesses. It's hardly precision.
This guy's probably gonna kill me. I think he killed me last time.
From the pit to the grave.
Oh, we got him.
Go where I'm needed. That's not
Can't get above 65 block, right? That's what the Forbidden Flame and Flesh does. It scales your attack and spell block essentially up to like almost 90% because what it does is it gives your spell and attack block lucky block, which means they roll twice. So it scales like really high. So you essentially block way more attacks and spells with that two jewel setup essentially. And then to make yourself feel really comfortable, you have to do what I'm doing, which is farm up money and then go buy a Progenesis, and that will make it so that when you take really large hits, it staggers the hit over 4 seconds instead of taking it all from your HP pool instantly. Oh, Nameless Seer, finally. Oh, we're free. We're free. We're free. Alright, scry to Dunes. Let's see, where are we? We're right here. We're gonna scry to Dunes. Boom. Now we have Apothecary set to Dunes. Amazing. Alright, let's see. Incoming Mage Blood. Yeah. That's unfortunate, guys. Never lucky. Never lucky. But hey, we got the map. We got the scry finally, so we're good. We're free. We are free. Got lots of Dunes maps. Go ahead and grab the rest of these. You just grind it out, baby, until they finally spawn on the map. Yeah, it took me about 20 maps to get them, so it's all RNG. But it's really nice because now we can just run Dunes all day, and on a very, very rare chance, Mage Blood cards might drop. So that's pretty cool. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab some Dunes. I've seen him several times in some T6. He only appears in T16s, and I've seen him a few times. He's not like common, but he's also not like incredibly rare. You just run tons and tons of maps. He's also kind of hard to. He's also kind of easy to miss too. Like if you don't see his name on your UI on the map, you might just blast by him. So you gotta like train yourself to look out for him if that's what you're trying to do. Alright. I update this. That's a good one to add. Also, copy, and let's put this here. Oh, did I just roll a bunch of defileds? It'd be like that. It'd be like that. Thank you. Thank you. I am an idiot. Well, it is what it is, guys. It is what it is. We want Dunes. Not the right maps. Very typical. Okay. I might do these 2 originator maps first. Oh, I'm out of chaos. Let's go buy some more. I feel like I need to learn crafting in general because I hit a massive slog and I didn't even make that much currencies right now. Yeah, understanding crafting in this game, really the best way is to play SSF because it forces you to engage with all the crafting in the game. Monster elemental resistances. See, that's one that I need to take off of there. Alright, what do these have? That should be fine. We're gonna remove that on that guy. Ooh, I don't like the bloodstained saw blades. Those can go away forever and ever and ever. I guess this is okay. I don't even play SSF, I'm just bad and poor. Oh no, don't say that. Don't say that. Alright. I will be right back, guys. I'm gonna use the restroom and grab a drink. Don't say that I'm fairly new to the game and this is my first time playing SSF. I feel like I'm doing pretty good. Yeah, I kind of have been feeling the itch to make an SSF character, guys. Maybe do Cyclone again in SSF. Probably something that's gonna happen sooner rather than later. Probably go check King's March real quick. It's been a minute since I've been here.
Got some goods in. What do you need?
There's a whole load of bubbles ready to be lifted.
Looks like Spotify died on me. Let me get that up and running again. What kind of content are you running, Shaky? Just T16s? What kind of weapon do you got, Shaky? Actually, we can throw all those defiles into the map device here for these guys. Gotcha. Yeah. I also bought this for 4 divine. Is there any way to finish the last prefix open or just leave it like this? The problem is, like, I don't think there's a way to do that without losing the +1 level to all skill gems, which is really nice. Yeah, it's a pretty good. It seems around where it should be, maybe a little bit less. I would just probably YOLO slam it, but I'm not like a super crafter. But like the problem with that neck is you really want to keep that plus level of all skill gems, but also the suffixes are really good. So yeah. That might be a YOLO slam thing. Alright, and we are now living in Dunes, guys. Dunes is where we're living.
Make your damn choice.
It's a new unique helm. Nameless Seer has a chance to spawn on any T16 that you run. It's just a small chance. So you basically look at what map you want what divination cards from, and you just run it over and over until he spawns. And then you you scry that card to whatever map you want to run for a while. So like, I plan on running Dunes for a while, so I want Apothecary on this map because if that drops, that's like a Mageblade card that's like probably 30 Divine or something. So maybe 40 Divine depending on the price of Mageblades. What's up, Milker? How's it going? Would you believe me that I'm level 94 with basically finished Atlas, spent 6 hours farming today, 8 mod, T16s, I got 0 Divine drop all league? Yeah. Very good. Started to scale the damage on the build. Good learning. Shit. Gotcha. Alright guys, I'm actually gonna drop stream for a while. I'm gonna go have some lunch and stuff, and then I'm just gonna be farming Dunes for a while. Save up some money. If I can get enough divines to grab a Progenesis, I'll probably swap back over to my Cyclone and try out some Uber Pinnacle bosses. I'd like to get that challenge done, so I gotta kill 2 more. I've already done 2. Yeah, no problem, baby. I might stream again later tonight, I don't know. If not, I'll definitely be streaming tomorrow. I am back to my normal work schedule, so streaming during the week will probably be in the afternoon, evening stateside. Basically said you could force the cards you might be dropping. I didn't understand. Yeah, so you run a map over and over until you get the Nameless Seer, and then you can use him to scry whatever cards drop on this map to whatever map you want on the Atlas. So I have him moving the cards from Defiled Cathedral over to Dunes. Alright guys, thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you all later.